Yeah, what's up, traders? It's good to have you here again. I'm Kobe, and today I'll be talking about leverage and lot size. You know, this is a very misunderstood topic in Forex. A lot of traders tend to take one for the other or even don't understand any. So, if you find yourself here at the beginning of your trading phase, you should find yourself lucky because you have the opportunity to understand this a bit complicated topic at a very early stage. And one important thing is for you to understand how you trade, for you to manage your trade, manage your risk, um, you need to understand them. So if you don't understand this leverage and lot size, you can't understand your trades. Okay, so let's begin. First of all, let's start with lot. What does lot means? Lot is a mechanism that helps us to to amplify our trade. Okay, let me read what I have here. Lot helps us to take multiple units of an asset on a single trade. Because the changes in price of forex pairs are very small, trading just a single unit of a currency will have little effect. For us to be able to trade more than one unit of that currency, we need to introduce lots. Okay, so the changes in the price of the forex market, of currencies in the forex market, is very negligible compared to the time taken for that change to occur. So on an average, it is very negligible. Okay, so you can't be profitable on just trading a, a currency a currency, a unit of a currency. So let's take this as an example. Let's say you buy a pen for $5, then you allow the price to appreciate to $6. Let's say you bought the pen on Monday, then 7 days later, the next Monday, the price got to $6. So you sold your pen, the pen you bought $5, you sold it for $6, meaning you made how much dollar? You made $1 on that trade. So can that $1 is it really worth the time? You see that it's really negligible. It's not that that effective. It's not enough, right? But even $1 is even large compared to the changes that happen in the forex market. Changes that happen in the forex market goes like 0.01 cent, zero point 0.0, like, so very negligible. So that's why we need to introduce lots. Now let's take that example back now and say that, okay, instead of buying just one pen, let's say you now buy 100 pen. You buy 100 pen, and you bought each of them for $5. Then you allow the price to increase to $6 uh, for for the pen. Then you sold every all the pens you bought, all the 100 pens, you sold them for $6, meaning on each pen you made how much? $1. Then on the 100 pens together, how much did you make? You'll be making $100. You see, that's a nice, very nice trade. Okay, now, so that multiplying effect is what lot size helps us to do. It helps us to take more than one unit of a currency. Okay, now we have different sizes of lots, um, but for the sake of this video, we'll be dealing with three. I'll be giving just three sizes. So the first is the standard lot. This standard lot is the normal lot size. That's why they call it standard lot. Every other lot is a derivative of the standard lot. It is either a multiple of it, or a multiple, or a multiple of it. So it's either a multiple, it's or the every other lot size is a multiple of the standard lot. For example, you can have two standard lots, three standard lots, four standard lots, 0.1 standard lot, 0.5 standard lot, 0.6. So it's always a multiple of the standard lot. Take it like that. Okay, so effect of lots on your trade. Since lots helps you to magnify or increase the units of a currency you take, it will affect the trade. First of all, it will increase the amount needed for you to take that trade. Now go back to the first example I gave, where you bought a pen. You now buying 100 pen. each of them for $5. How much do you think you'll be spending on that trade? You won't be spending only $5. You will have to spend $5 times 100, which is $500. So as contrast to the initial trade you took where you just bought only one pen. You bought only one pen for $5, fine. But now that you're taking 100 units of that pen, you have to pay in times 100, meaning you are not more paying $5, you are paying $500. So that's one effect. The second one, it helps you trade multiple units of an asset on a single trade. Good, I think you understand that. The third, it amplifies the potential profit. And the fourth, it amplifies the potential loss. So just like you made $100 by buying 100 units instead of making just $1 from one unit, let's say the price now fell to $4. It means for each pen you are losing $1. So for 100 units, how much are you going to lose? You are losing $100. So that's that on the effects of loss. Okay, now let's take an example. You bought an asset at $1.23400 and the price of the asset increased to $1.23500. If you enter the trade with a standard lot, what is your potential what is the potential profit you made? And two, how much will be needed for you to take that trade? So going back to the sizes of lot, you still see that a standard lot, with a standard lot, you are able to take 100 units of an asset. So let's go back to the question. So they said we took this with a standard lot now. So this asset that we bought for $1.23400 using a standard lot, how many units of that asset will we be taking? That is 100,000 units. Now let's go to the questions. What's the total profit you've made? Now let's take it as if we took only a single unit. So for you to know the profit you made by taking a single unit of this now is just is to subtract the final price, is to subtract the initial price from the final price. Pardon me. To subtract the initial price from the final price. So, which will be 1.23500 minus 1.23400. Sorry if I skipped. Make sure you are with your pen and your book so you can be taking note of everything we're talking about here. So it will be easier for you to go back and check whenever you need. Okay, so back to the video. The gain we're just making on just a unit will be what? 0.001. Now if we are going to make that 0.001 gain on a unit of that asset, then how much are we going to be making on 100,000 units of that asset? It simply means we are going to multiply 100,000 times 0.001. You get? So now let's go to the solution. Standard lot equals to 100,000, meaning you took 100k units, 100,000 units of that asset in the trade. Your profit then should be multiplied by 100,000. So the price difference will be multiplied by 100,000. That's your profit. Now we have 100,000 times, we are looking at the price difference now equals to the next equal to 100,000 times. We have already found the price difference, which is 0.00100. Now if you multiply them, what you are going to get is 100, meaning you have made $100 from that trade. So I hope this is very explanatory, and if it's not, you can go over this section again. Now let's go to the second solution. Solution 2. What's the second question asking us? How much will be needed for you to take that trade? Okay, so since instead of taking one unit of that trade that will cost us 1.23400, we are now taking 100 units, 100,000 units of that trade. It will just be the normal price for one times 100,000. So let's look at what we have here. Since just one unit of that asset costs $1.23400, then 100,000 units will cost how much? It will cost you 1.23400 times 100,000. So when you multiply that, you get 123,400. That's $123,400. So that's the amount you are required for you to be able to enter that trade. But most of us, most of us traders, most of us that will find ourselves here, we are all retail traders, right? So I want to ask you, do you have such money? No. Even if you have such money, I don't think you'll be able to trade with such money. Okay. So that's where leverage comes in. That's where leverage is important. That's where leverage relates with lot size. So that's what we have about leverage. So leverage helps you to be able to take a trade that is more than your capital. Okay. You want to take a trade that requires you, because of the lot size you use, it requires you, let's say, $100,000. But you are having $500. It is leverage that will help you take that trade. So let's proceed. Leverage can come in various sizes depending on the broker and the account type. So there are different types of brokers and there are different account types out there that each broker will offer you. So depending on whichever account size you choose or whichever broker you choose, they offer different types, different sizes of leverage. So leverage comes in this form, like 1:200, 1:500, 1:1000. It always comes in ratio. So what it simply means is that if you are using a 1:200 account leverage, you can take a trade that is 200 times larger than your capital. If you are using a 1:500 account, means you can take a trade that is 500 times larger than your capital. And if you are using a 1:1000 account, you can take a trade that is 1000 times larger than your capital. Okay, so it's just like a means of your broker borrowing you money for you to be able to take a larger trade. So what leverage will allow you to do is to enter a trade that is larger than your capital. So let's go back to the example. That's the example we did for the lot size. The same question, but now a question 3. What is the minimum leverage needed to take the trade if your capital is $1,000? So here, the the question is telling us that you bought an asset at 1.23400 dollar and the price of the asset increased to $1.23500. If you enter the trade with a standard lot size, the same question. Now, what is the minimum leverage needed to take the trade if your capital is $1,000? Now, if you can flash back to what I say here, if you have an account of 1:200, it means you can take a trade that is 200 times larger than your capital. It simply means that leverage is multiplying with your capital for you to be able to enter a trade. So if leverage is multiplying by your capital, and here they are asking us what is the minimum leverage needed for you to use this capital, $1,000, to enter the trade. All you have to do is just mathematics. Cost of taking the trade, one, using on standard lot size, $400. My capital, $1,000. What can I multiply with my capital to give me 123,400? It's just simple reasoning. So let's call the number will be multiplied with our capital X, which is in turn our leverage, right? So we don't know. We are asked to find it. So let's call it X. So it means $1,000 times X should give me 123,400. Now making X the subject of the formula, X equals 123,400 over $1,000. So I get X to be 123.4, meaning that I need a leverage around 1:1 to 3.4 for me to take this trade with 100 or it's $1,000. So now I don't think you see this kind of quote on any account type or any leverage, I mean any broker, but you will find a leverage that is around this size, that is larger and that is even lesser. So now from that solution, this solution, it is clear that for me to enter that trade, I need a leverage of about 1.1 ratio 1 to 3.4 or higher. So if my trading account only offers me up to 1 to 100 as a leverage, I won't be able to take that trade. Yeah, because they are telling me that I need something around 1.123, sorry, I need something around 1 ratio 123.4 as a leverage for me to be able to enter that trade. So if my account is not offering up to that, is now offering 1 ratio 100, it means that if I place such a trade, instead of the trade to be triggered, what it will tell me is insufficient balance, insufficient funds. So I won't be able to enter such trade. But what if my broker gives me a leverage up to 1 to 150? Sure, I'll be able to enter. 1 to 200? Sure. Anything higher than this, or exactly, that's what will be able to put me in that trade. But anything lesser than that, I won't be able to enter that trade. Okay, so I hope you have found this video very helpful. Um, okay, so one more thing. I want you guys, if you have gone through the whole video from the beginning to the end, congratulations. So I want you to drop a review for us, like for me, drop a review for me in the comment section so I can know how you feel. I can know if you find the video helpful or you need me to throw more light in any area. If you also have any question, any recommendation, any correction to make, you can also drop it in the comment section. I will attend to it immediately I see. All right, you can also check the description for the links to our social media handles. Okay, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, everything is in the description. All right, thanks for your time. Kowe loves you. Take care.